Gotta
You got a what, huh?
nothing good. Go ahead. I heard you're on.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another R show. Glad to have you all.
How are you? Go ahead.
I'm just saying that I always talked to the wife about, jokingly said, we don't have to have a show the way they're going. I said, if anyone was going to be this good, I wouldn't have had the show. I'll let them keep taking
Yeah. I don't know. We were doing good. But you know, this show's gonna be good too. We're talking about mentors today, this evening, both professional and personal. You know, because a lot of people get their, you know, a lot of their personal mentors roll into, you know, their profession, and obviously some professional resellers as well. So many of you just got done seeing me, but now I'm here. I'm just to warn you guys, I'm 6 beers into a 6-pack. I do have another 6-pack, so I might make it to the end with a 12-pack, but we'll see. Everybody in the chat keeps saying that I have to keep drinking, so we'll see. Good luck, Chris.
Mike says how they put the smack down and sobered you up.
Oh, shut up. Yeah, Deb says, can you make eye contact with the camera? Can you follow my finger? Yeah, I got a finger for you, Deb. Just kidding. All right, let's go, Chris.
Well, actually, it's your topic because we couldn't figure one out for this Sunday, for tonight, originally. And then so we thought, for everybody that doesn't know, I'm pronouncing now. John Cincinnati Picker is going to be here next week on our show.
Excellent.
Talking about his business plan, business and stuff like that. So, well, he'll really want doing the. Most of you will be doing the double drinking if you have the show next week.
Wow. I know it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. So, let's see. Julie Varan, I can't ever say her last name. Venerum says, I was trying to find your link, you guys put in your mothership name and nothing came up. Right, yes, Julie. Obviously you made it to the correct place because I don't have my own channel. I'm just the co-host for Walking Picker here. So.
Yeah, Julie, I think we've seen you before. So, and I can tell definitely from their show to my show, we talked about this jokingly with Chad. When there's a show before a show, usually the viewers follow, and that's a good thing I feel for the whole community.
Absolutely.
Even for like us, if we're gonna be, somebody considers us a mentor. Okay, I'm gonna follow my mentor to where they go. I want to see who they learn from.
Wow, God, I hope I'm not anybody's mentor. There's a lot better people out there than me.
Well, you got to be a mentor if you did a show on ties.
That's true. I did. So anyway, why don't we get into our subject matter? Who's your mentor, Chris? Let's hear it from you.
Well, growing up, I didn't really feel like I had a mentor per se because my parents passed away when I was 17. So I didn't really have to have a dad to go to when I needed to. So more or less, my mentors were just friends that I learned little bits of things from. Chad's a mentor of mine. I mean, I used to learn about cards when I lived in Connecticut when I was in a card shop. So there's a little bit of mentor there. He had another side of the store was antiques. So I guess that could be where I wanted to go to yard sales and stuff like that, but I didn't get to go with him. He wouldn't let me work with him, but yet whenever he had somebody coming with a bunch of cards that they wanted to sell, he'd call me over to start looking into Beckett's or the books to figure out the pricing and stuff like that. So it's like there was a mentor who was crashing on stuff that his son didn't want to do to me.
Sure. So are you saying you had no personal mentors because of your history?
Yeah, I was I learned things from friends. I wasn't trying to be a mentor. And that's what a friend should be. What a mentor should be. Somebody you consider a friend that you can go to and say, I have this problem, or I'm having this business problem. What's the situation that you've handled it before? Mind you, people, don't think of it, because there are certain people, I'm not mentioning names, that think, or certain types of people, I should say, that think because somebody's a power seller like Chad or somebody else, that, oh, I want to learn from that one person. Just because somebody says they're a power seller does not mean they're going to be the right person to guide you into the way you want to go. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Because, I mean, being a mentor, basically, to me, is just being a person that you can go to or look up to with and understand, have that trust that you'll either get a good answer or that you trust them enough with the question you're asking to be able to go to them, whether it's a professional or personal, personal mentors, if I have something that's happening in my life that I feel I'm having a trouble with, I can go to them and they've either lived it or understand it and will think about it and give me good, input. Professionally, typically I want a mentor that obviously makes money. I mean, obviously you don't want somebody that, is going bankrupt to be your, investor, for example. You want somebody that's obviously making money and that you can look to or ask questions to that will give you a straight answer, not give you any fluff. I mean, you don't want people that'll just, blow smoke, because you want people that will give it to you straight and that you can handle the answers from them. For example, one of my mentors as a personal mentor is my father. My father has an incredible work ethic. About 5 years ago, his business burnt to the ground. Okay, he was born in 46, so he's 71 now. His business, he runs an automotive machine shop. His business burnt to the ground. Okay, it was not his fault. It was somebody from in a neighboring stall that something caught on fire and it burned to the ground. Anyway, so most people, for example, me, I would have pulled the plug and said, okay, retirement. I'm 65. I'll take the insurance money and live the rest of my life happily. Well, that's not the way my dad does things. He rebuilt. Okay. He took the insurance that he got and he rebuilt the business and he's still up and running. That's just the way he is. And that work ethic is so important to me as an adult. When I was a kid, I thought, damn, he's a slave driver. He'd always want me to do things. He wants me to, get this done. But as an adult, I realized that persistence is so important in everything I do, whether it's, my actual job, my reselling business, even chores around the house. It's really important. So I would consider him as a personal mentor.
Well,
Professional. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, just kind of answer this question, but okay. Garage Flips, Ronnie said, are you guys mentors to others as well as having mentors? We were kind of already just answered that when you came in, Ronnie. The way he was saying his personal mentor was his dad. I said I didn't really have a personal mentor per se. I considered friends my mentors, like Chad. Like when I was younger, when I was doing sports cards, when I was hanging out in the sports card shop, the guy would have me look up the cards when somebody come and wanting to buy them or sell them to him. It's like he was having me do the work to learn. He knew I was liked collecting cards, and I was teaching him stuff along the way. I wish we had eBay then. Well, actually, they did, but he didn't have an account or a computer in his store. If I had known about that then, who knows where I'd be right now with knowledge.
Sure. Nick made a comment in the chat that said, I've never had a mentor. In fact, I'm resolutely determined to do things on my own and my own way, which isn't always the best idea. Excuse me. Nick, not everybody needs a mentor. Really, it's all about yourself. I mean, some people need guidance. Some people are born leaders. Some people are born followers. But for me, just having somebody that I can go to when I feel stuck is important. Not everybody's that way. A lot of people, they blaze the path themselves, and that's more power to them. It's just not my personality. And I think there is something to be said for people that don't have mentors, that they can find their way and blaze their own path and do the research or whatever to make themselves who they are, regardless of whoever's around them. And I think that's awesome. So not having a mentor is not always a bad thing, for sure.
And another comment that Cassie Farwell made was all of us YouTubers that make videos are mentors. There are, depending on who you ask, certain people may not, but you got to find the ones that resonate with you and that you feel you can trust. There's certain ones that may not sit well with other people. So when you say so-and-so's your mentor, you might get a little slack, but that's all.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people don't know their mentors. I mean, if somebody was to say that I was a mentor, I'd be like, whoa, I don't know if I'd want to take on that responsibility. I mean, of course, my ego says, oh, that's cool that, somebody thinks of me as a mentor, but I mean, there's a lot of responsibility in mentorism. I mean, it's, you've got to, there's that trust bond that's really important. So.
Silver here says, there's no one I can't learn from. Everyone is my mentor.
So. That's cool. Nick just put in, he calls himself a rebel without a clue. Trust me, Nick, you have a clue. Okay. I've seen some of your videos. We just talked to you for an hour on the other show. So you are not without a clue. You are self-made, and that's, that can be as important as having mentors. So.
Deb Pension Pacer says, you can even learn from a ding dong. You learn to not do what they did.
See, and that's where I come in, Deb. I mean, I'm the perfect ding dong to mentor I'm a good example of what not to do.
I had somebody else that was a co-host that used to say that too.
Uh-oh. Who's that?
Cool Toads.
Oh. Oh, well. Yeah. So I really appreciate it. We have 75 watchers, which like
79, we hit over 80 already.
Okay. Well, hey. I'm a little slow. I'm 6-pack in. So anyway.
Everybody coming over from their show, like I jokingly said when we first started, if I know their show was gonna be getting that good, I wouldn't have had our show. I would have taken a week off. They had a lot more to say.
Yeah. No, and that's true. And like we said on our show, which some of you may have not seen, but we did run out of time. But I think a lot of that is the beer run on. You start adding alcohol to people that are talking about a similar subject. You're gonna go on forever. So it's probably not a bad idea to cut us short and go to a different subject. So. Well, and go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Lonnie says, no way, Chris, we have another show next week. Well, just as long as John doesn't bring so much next week, I don't know how many he had before the show, but he had at least 3 or 4 on the show, and he can be our guest next week. So.
So Mike says I'm hurting.
Yeah. Oh, I think he means on their show. You were the one hurting them on their show.
Oh. I thought he was saying I'm too drunk to talk, so.
All right, Doc Discount you says, I think we all need to ask questions using really big words. This way, Dwayne will have to read them using his 6-pack speech. Ha ha.
Oh my goodness, when I missed that. Where was that? Fine. I'm not talking no more. I'm just kidding. So, did you want to see if other people wanted to come in and talk about their mentors?
Yeah, I guess we have.
I know you had thought about that.
Well, if there's somebody that wants to come on, because, or if they have any other questions about mentors, like what they, because that's one of the things that the wife wanted me to bring up to you, or not you, but the group, is say that there was mentors are not always friends. They may just be a business person that you learn from on how to do something, and it could be a friend that just they lived their life that you adapt some of the things to make your life better for them, type of thing.
Right, absolutely. So, anybody from the chat want to come in and talk about their mentors? I mean, everybody has different ones. I know there's people in the chat that are mentors, but why don't some people come in and talk about who they've found as mentors, both personal and professional?
Well, I think Brenda Yankowski asked Dwayne, allocate the reality of the origins of mentorship.
You know, Brenda, I love you. I don't know you, but I love you. But I'm six beers in. I can't allocate you to anything. So, anyway, I'm just giving you guys a hard time.
Lonnie
Nathan,
said he'd love to come on, so I will.
He what? Oh,
Lonnie,
well, come on, Lonnie.
I gotta get on Facebook. I wasn't necessarily expecting this.
Oh, sorry.
We talked about it, but we weren't sure if we were going to do it. So.
Right. That's true. Nathan Redneckerson's Resale says, I learned so much from watching Chad and the quick flip, it works. So, and I would venture to guess that in the reselling community, and I'm not even trying to blow smoke here, I think Chad is probably a lot of people's mentor. The way he does business is very down to earth, and obviously he does well at it. So I would say that there's quite a few people that consider Chad as a mentor.
That's it. I admit he's one of mine, because I do questions. I ask him questions a lot, not that often, about things that we find, because I want to learn on my own. But if I'm really stuck, I'll go to him. Lonnie, you got the link? And while he's coming in, I'm not going to show you. I wanted him to know, since he bid on the golf hat that I had, the signature, this is his package. Lonnie, it's all packed for you. It's going out tomorrow.
Awesome.
Can you hear us, Lonnie?
I didn't.
Yeah, I can hear you, man. I was having to mute out the other one. Sorry, dude.
Okay, well, like I said, here's your package.
Awesome. I won.
Oh, good. Good. You guys talk for a minute. I'll be back.
Okay, Lonnie. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you feel is a mentor in your life?
Well, I mean, I've got mentors like outside of YouTube, Chris.
Well, that doesn't matter either. We're talking outside reselling.
Right. But what I would like to focus on, though, are the mentors that I've made or that I've met from doing YouTube. Because when I first started doing YouTube, man, I didn't know exactly what my goal was. Like, I just wanted to share. I didn't know where I was headed. Like for instance, Chris, what do you want out of YouTube? What is it you hope to get out of YouTube? Why do you do it?
I wanted to get back, because I watched for a good 2 years, maybe 3, before I even made my first video. And my first video was even sold items and stuff. Like, I didn't have a show for almost, I don't even know how long. I got a whole cool tool that said, you want to do a show? Since everybody else is doing show, and here we are. It's like I haven't stopped. I just wanted to get back from and give my perspective on how reselling has been for me, and give inspiration to people that might have disabilities or other issues that are like, well, I don't know if I can resell. Well, if I'm doing it, I may not be doing it like Chad or you or other people that are full time per se. I want to get there, but I know it's going to take us time with our issues. But I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to, and that's why I want to give it back to the community for people that say, well, I'm having a hard time. Wait a minute. He's walking. He doesn't have a car. He has a disability, and I'm complaining about this.
Yeah, good point. And you know, there's quite a few of us that don't miss one of your shows every week, and it's not because you have a disability or anything. It's just because we plain old, you know, like enjoy the show, enjoy the interaction, enjoy the chat, and you know, just the community. But the reason I started making videos, I wanted to share. For me, it's all about, I love the stuff. Like I love the items. I love the items I buy. I love the items I sell. I just love the stuff, you know, and I want to talk about it with other people that would like it too. And I found that, but along the way, you know, it's been a year yesterday since I started YouTube. And along the way, you know, talking about all this junk that I buy and sell, I made a bunch of friends. And, you know, that, even though I wanted to talk about the junk, the relationships that I made are the most important thing, you know, the most important thing that I've gotten from YouTube. You know, from me giving, I've heard Chad say this many times, he gets tenfold. Well, you know what? It's true. I've gotten that tenfold. If you guys have ever watched like, you know, Pawn Stars, you know, he has some item come into his shop, the guy, Rick, the owner. And what does he have to do every time, Dwayne? Every time he has any item.
Oh, he has to either get research done or lowball the guy.
Right. So he has to get, well, yeah, it always ends with a lowball, right?
Right.
But I mean, he always has to reach out to an expert in that field. And that's what I feel like I've achieved via YouTube, via the relationships I've made both on YouTube and on Facebook, because I've made some of those same relationships on Facebook. So like, if I have a question about being a content creator, I'll reach out to Chad, and I've already done it several times. He can tell you that. Actually, a lot. Me and Chad talk quite a bit. I definitely consider him one of my mentors, both as a reseller and as a YouTuber. You know, if I want to know about test equipment, who would I reach out to? I'd reach out to Dwayne. If I want to know sports memorabilia, I'd reach out to Cincinnati Picker. If I want to know video games, I'd reach out to Good Used Goods. I mean, I have this vast network of people that I consider mentors in specific subjects usually, you know? So it's not like you have to have one mentor. Everybody's an expert in something. Absolutely. And if you can figure out and make those connections, then you have access to all these experts everywhere, and it's so powerful. I mean, that is what I've gotten. But I mean, as far as being a mentor, I would definitely, you know, everybody's going to, I mean, I think a lot of people, where does Chad get all this time? Because he's my mentor. He can't be your mentor.
A lot of times it doesn't take personal one-on-one time. It's just the knowledge he puts out. You know, I'm sure that mentors many people, you know, even just on some of the stuff he does, whether it's the let go stuff or how to do research or these cool finds that he finds. Everybody lives vicariously through some of his finds, and then you start looking for that stuff, and therefore he becomes a mentor, you know. But I agree with you. I don't know, you know, Chad.
Well, I mean, Krillin's saying in the chat, I noticed, what about me? And, you know, there you go. There's a perfect example. If I have a specific question, I've reached out to Krillin before. If I have a specific question about clothing, ask Krillin. He'll have the answer. And it's so incredible, just this network you can build. Whether you make YouTube videos or not, like Krillin can reach out to any of us. And he does make videos, guys. He has a channel. But, I mean, just this network we've created, this community, this YouTube community, I mean, it's just amazing. Like, you know, YouTube is kind of a mentor, right? I mean,
yeah, but I consider mentor as a little more personal. I mean,
yeah,
if I need to figure out how to put brakes on a 97 Chevy, yeah, I can go to YouTube, but I don't consider that person a mentor. People that I interact with, you know, like, you know, I would consider you not necessarily, no offense, not a mentor, but definitely an outlet where I can ask questions that about video game systems. I don't know very much about that. So that is one of the great things about our reselling community is everybody has, not everybody, a lot of people have niche markets where
Yeah.
I can reach out if I have a question about clothing, you know, I can go to Ronnie. If I have a question about vintage electronics, I can go to Chad. You know, I have so many outlets on understanding and being able to research what I have that it makes you know, my job so much easier. You know.
Yeah, man, that's true. And I left Ronnie out of that. I mean, I left a bunch of people out, but like I just contacted Ronnie yesterday. I said, "Hey, Ronnie, I got this jacket. What do you think?" And then he sent me like 5 voice messages in a row breaking down exactly what I had. Well, it's good because of this. It's bad because of the side. It's got a bleach spot, but it's good because of this. And, you know, I'm like, wow, okay. And he says, basically $50. You know,
Right? Absolutely.
So, I mean, you're just talking about, you know, we have all this, you know, I think a lot of times people get caught up on the fact that we give away so much information, you know, but, and I'll reference Chad again. He says we get back tenfold. I literally do get back tenfold because these relationships I've made from being on YouTube or from, you know, being a part of this, you know, I get back way more than I ever put out because of the information I put out. Right. And hey,
Well,
Deb.
sure.
Hey,
Oh my goodness, Deb's here.
I had to look up the definition of mentor before I could like come on.
Oh no! See, now you're going to get all logical on us, and I don't know if we can.
Hang on,
handle
let me get out my flow chart that I made and my whiteboard. Give me a second.
Right, good. Yeah, the PowerPoint presentation. So.
Sorry, Lonnie, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, Deb. And look, guys, I got to tell y'all something. This is a case in point right here. And I'm 4 beers in, but me and Deb were actually having a conversation today. And this is why I love YouTube. Deb and I have just started a relationship. And I don't mean like anything funny, but we're like just becoming friends. Deb has reached out to me and she's supporting me. She said, "Hey, give away this ticket." You know, and Deb, I got to tell you, that means a hell of a lot to me and to my channel. You know, so thank you so much. And I'm glad to have met you. And I consider you a mentor and a role model because you're already where I want to be. You know, so thank you, Deb.
No problem. You know, it's like I told you earlier, it's important to find genuine people to associate with. And I don't think it's any kind of coincidence or that's like I was telling you earlier, you know, it looks like it was planned that we all just kind of got to know you at the same time, but it was totally just a coincidence, you know, and you just kind of came up and it was like, man, this guy's really a really nice guy, you know, I like this guy, you know, and it just kind of rolls that way. And you can see someone who's genuine through a screen. I know it sounds crazy, but yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Thanks again, Deb. I mean, it was really, I mean, it really touched me whenever you offered that ticket, you know, because I knew you were offering like, that was like a really big olive branch, or not an olive branch, because that would mean we had some type of bad blood before, which we did. But you know, that was quite a gesture, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Very welcome.
So
you
Deb,
had a great show.
So Deb, since we're talking about mentors, who's your mentors, both professional and personal?
Okay, so I looked up the definition of mentors, right? And it said that could be somebody that's like your trusted advisor. And just like Lonnie was just talking about people that he goes to for certain topics and things that, you know, if they tell you something, you take it as fact. You know, you don't question them or go, okay, well, thanks for that answer. And then you go look it up again, you know. So I have certain people in the community that I really you know, when I am in a store and I'm like, hey, I did it yesterday. Like I was in the store and I was like, hey, do you recognize this brand? And I'm sending a message to Ronnie. I sent a text to Nicole. I sent a message to Matt Lennon. I was like, hey, what do you think about this shirt? Because I don't do clothing. That's not my thing. But I was passing through the aisle looking at the shoes and there was a piece of a corner of a sleeve that kind of had a patch on it. And it caught my eye. You know, but I don't know about it. So I asked those people. I have people that I ask, you know, specific questions of that I know they're going to tell me a good answer or they're going to say, I don't know, you know.
Absolutely. A lot of times that's more important. The truth is more important than what you want to hear. You know, a lot of times you need to hear, you know, you're going nuts on this. What are you doing? It's more important than, yeah. Oh, no, that's a great opportunity. Do that.
Yeah.
And I think that to me is more mentorship than just the knowledge. Just, you know, them saying, dude, you're making a mistake, or yeah, no, that is really great, and being able to trust that.
I think there's several people that have said one of the things that they appreciate about me is that I'm their friend, and in a friend way, I'll say, "You're being stupid. Please stop doing that." You know, like,
Sure.
and they're like, "You know, you're right." You know, like,
No,
That's
for sure.
tough. That's tough, though, right? To find somebody. I actually told John, Cincinnati Picker, who I've gotten pretty close with really quickly, about this today. I was like, man, it is so rare to have somebody in your life that will just tell you straight up, hey, you are doing the wrong thing. Your content sucks. Your approach sucks. I mean, whatever it is, you're boring. You know, I mean, it is so rare to find that person, and to where you don't get pissed off.
Yeah,
right?
I was going to say, I find a lot of people like that, but being able to hear it from them and not have them, you know, upset me, that's one thing.
But yeah, where do you find that person? I mean, I think that's pretty rare. And, you know, it's for somebody to be that straight with you. Do you have that in your life, Dwayne?
Well, unfortunately, yes, my wife. she can be brutally honest at times, and sometimes it hurts to hear, but you know, I need to hear it. So a lot of times, on a personal note, yeah, my wife can be and is brutally honest to me, and I take what she says as you know, I don't brush it off. I really, you know, I've been with my wife nearly 20 years, so you know when she's teasing and when she's like serious. You know, it's one of those, yeah, this is something I really need to pay attention to.
What about Deb?
And, you know,
do you think Deb has that in her life? Do you think somebody is brave enough?
You know, Deb is she's kind of rough at times if you're not ready for her. I'm good. No, and I'm not dogging on her. I'm telling her, you know, straight out.
I think a lot of people know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Ronnie is the same way. Ronnie rubs a lot of people the wrong way. But that's, to me, you know, brutally honest can sometimes hurt. But you need to listen to what is said, even though it hurts. You know, you got to say, "Oh my God, yeah, you know, she's right," you know, or he's right. Same thing.
There's a difference between getting that kind of feedback from somebody that's your friend, and it being just this honest kind of, hey, whatever, and it being mean-spirited. Those are
absolutely.
two totally different things.
Well, and if you know the person, you'll know the difference too. At the same point, you'll be like, "Oh, no, that's just a troll." Whereas, you know, if you say one thing and a troll says one thing when they say the exact same thing, if it comes from you, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, well that makes sense." If it comes from a troll, it's like, "What an asshole," you know.
Chris, who does that to you in your life besides Roxanne? Is there somebody in your life that would tell you, "Dude, you're wrong on this one"? Like, especially as an admin of the Reseller Society, who keeps you in
I honestly
check?
don't think they. I have asked them, have I stepped over my boundaries and then right now they keep telling me, "No, we got your back." So it's like, you got to ask Chad that question about. Nobody's really said anything to me yet as an admin about anything I've done. Maybe one word, maybe I swore one time in a post, and that was the only time somebody said something because they didn't think it was appropriate for me from an admin. But I was like, that's the way I felt. I had to say it.
Well, and I think a lot of people have your back when you're an admin. For you, Chris, I don't think anybody questions your integrity, your thought process, your, you know, anything when you're an admin, because you personally. You know, I think that everybody that you're an admin for says, you know, Chris has full reign. Whatever he says, we'll back him, you know. And I wouldn't want to be an admin. I'd get a lot of bad feedback. But whereas you, a lot of times you can do it tactfully. Well, and sometimes not, but either way, the people in your group, whatever the other admins, have your back. And that's really important.
Well, Chad just said it right here. I would tell you straight up, Chris. So
He would, because he's told me a couple of things straight up where I was like, damn, dude, that's kind of harsh. And, you know, but it was in my best interest. You know, I'm not going to say exactly what it was.
I think it's really important to have people in your life that, you know, we're talking about mentors and advisors and people. If you have a mentor that doesn't ever tell you anything critical, that's not a mentor. You know,
right. You're not learning
to mold you in any kind of a way. You know, you have to have people in your life that you trust, and their feedback to you is going to be constructive. It may not be something that you agree with, and then later on you can go, you know what, they were right, and sometimes they're not right. You know, sometimes you can go back and go, you know what, I maybe you saw this differently than I do. But I don't want somebody that I agree with all the time. That's a yes man that I don't need. I can agree with myself. You know?
Right.
You know,
No,
so you're not going to grow if you're not taking in that, you know, criticism and really critically thinking about it and going, why does this person feel that way? And sometimes they feel that way just because that's their opinion. That doesn't mean you need to change yourself or whatever. There's always a reason why you're doing something as opposed to what they're seeing you should be doing.
Well, and absolutely. I mean, it helps to have somebody from the outside looking in. But I mean, it always looks one way from looking out. You know, from me personally, if I'm looking, hey, I'm looking at it this way. Whereas having somebody from the outside looking in going, dude, I don't see what you're seeing.
Yeah. And even if you disagree with them, taking that moment to think and be self-aware and go, okay, why is it that they're telling me this? You know, is it something I need to pay attention to, or is it something that we just have different thought processes?
Can I ask Deb a question real quick, guys, that's a little unrelated, but it's related to critical thinking?
I love you, man.
No, it's not. No, that's over with. I've had a moment of clarity here. But Deb mentioned critical thinking, and then she mentioned, you know, being okay to disagree with someone. I like disagreeing with someone so much to the point where if it's someone I really feel comfortable with, I will actually take the opposite side regardless of how I really feel, just so we can hash out. That's the only way you can truly hash out all the points and counterpoints of any situation is if you have someone that agrees and disagrees. That's the only way to lay it all on the table.
For sure.
Right.
I mean, a good debate with somebody that's knowledgeable about the subject is going to open many doors and many thought processes based on, you know, just the debate itself. If you're the devil's advocate, let's say somebody tells you something, you're like, oh no, absolutely not. You're making them state their case, and that itself is much more critical thinking, and you learn a lot more from it.
Yeah, I'm not saying you know, you don't have to always be on the opposite end of the spectrum, but I think anybody that knows me personally knows that I kind of stay in a middle ground and try to be like, okay, well, what if they really didn't mean it this way? What if they meant it that way? Or what if it's really this situation and not the situation you're seeing it as? Or, you know, just trying to see things from the other side. And when you really get to thinking about those things, it opens you up to all of these other thought processes. Because if you're sitting there going, oh, this person said this to me, they're really like this, and you have somebody else going, yeah, they totally are, then you don't think any more about it.
Right.
You only set in that one ground. You know, it's the same way with business. If you're not opening up yourself to other opportunities and you have all of these people around you saying, hey, let's do this thing, and, you know, have you looked at this? Have you looked at that? And the only thing that you're focusing on is one avenue, and you're not listening into those things. It's the same thing. It works in every area of life.
Yeah, I think a lot
Sorry,
of
my husband was being crazy.
that's, I think one thing with that, I think, like I love the enthusiasm and the energy of youth. And I think that's hard or impossible to replicate. But the other thing that's hard and impossible to replicate is experience and wisdom. And what you're talking about, I think, is like, I think younger people, and this is no, I don't mean to throw shade on younger people because they are very successful sometimes, but a lot of times they look at things and they say right or wrong, black or white, whatever. And I think as you get older, you find that everything really lies somewhere in the middle, in the gray areas where everything really is.
Well, it's like what I call headline advocates, where all they see is like a headline of a post, and then they make a judgment on it, and they don't see any of the details or aspects of it. It's sort of like how you can judge somebody's actions just based off those actions and go, oh, that was wrong. But if you personally experience something like that in your life, hey, wait a minute, there's always more to the story. There's always more to it. Maybe it's not as bad as this black and white situation. It's the same thing as when you're reselling and you've got a customer that's being difficult, and your first thought process is that guy's just an asshole.
Right.
But really, if you step back for a minute and go, wait a minute, if I was that customer and I got a shoe and I had it for one day and it fell apart, yep, I wouldn't be like, hey, Mr. Seller, I was wondering what your policy was. You know what I mean? You're going to be like, dude, I got this shoe and I paid $50 for it and now it's busted, Yeah,
you'd be pissed. You'd be pissed off.
Exactly.
And you'd have an emotional response.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we have a question here from Upstate Thrifter. Said, you guys get to know each other from making content primarily? And that's how it starts out, just like you're watching us now. Eventually, somebody, like what I said, you reach out to one of the viewers as the content creators, and then you say, can you help me personally with this question? Not asking for money or anything like that. Just say, this is what I know you're into this. And then you become friends because you work out. And however, like somebody like I had Ronnie on when he first started, almost 6 months when he first started. I was like, okay, I gotta give him a little plug in the group. And then I said, you want to come on the show? And he's basically doing the same thing with other people. That's part of the community.
The reseller community connects the same way that people in life connect. You talk to them, you reach out, and you say, hey. And and sometimes it can be hard with dealing with YouTubers and stuff because for some reason you feel like, oh, I can't communicate with them or whatever, or this person is super busy or whatnot. I had a guy yesterday that was asking me questions, and he's asked me questions before, and he's like, I know that you're busy. I know that you don't have time for this. I'm sorry I'm bothering you. And I'm like, dude, I am sitting in my car waiting on my husband to come outside. I've been sitting out here for 20 minutes. Like if you have a question and you want to reach out to somebody that you think might know, just go ahead and ask them. Don't be afraid. If they're busy, they're busy. And if they're not, they'll get to you. Don't send messages on eBay. That is, just send it through Facebook and we see it. We'll get, No,
absolutely. And luckily I feel blessed that I've been able to actually meet 2 of the 4 people that are on, or 4, including myself, 3 people. I've met Deb personally. I've met Chris personally, but, we've met way before then. The fact that we met in person was way before we had met online and started a, business relationship way before that point. And just like Deb said, is, a lot of people say, oh, I know you're busy and all this, but, we're real people. We have the same things that you've got to do every day, whether you wake up, go to a job, or wake up and take your daughter to school, or, that's what a lot of people don't realize is that the people in our community are real people. We have the same jobs, same silly things that we've got to do every day that everybody else does.
We bleed red too.
Yeah, we put our pants on just like everybody else.
Put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you.
Absolutely. And I know we're making fun of it, but I think a lot of times people think that, you know, if I reach out to Chad, that I'm bothering him, for example, you know, and maybe I am sometimes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it. But in the, you know, for the most part, you're just asking me a question that, you know, you need answered from somebody you respect the answer from. And, you know, since they are very much human, just like you, they'll either be able to, or they're busy and they'll say, hey, I'll get back to you later. You know,
I wouldn't know any of the people that I know if I didn't try to talk to them. How would they know me? You know, I'm in my house in a room with 4 walls. Like, how would they know me? You know, you're only going to meet people by, you know, reaching out and talking to them. And it's amazing the community that we've built up. It's amazing that there are so many people in so many different parts of the world doing so many different things that, you know, interact with each other on a constant basis. I mean, how many people do you interact with on a daily basis just being part of your normal life? Not as many people as you interact with in the reseller community. You know, and these are your friends. These are people that you talk to about your life, your business, your hopes and dreams, and I mean, they're your friends.
Well, I tell you what, Deb, I made a separate YouTube. I think I told, not YouTube, Facebook. I told you this earlier today. Me and Deb probably messaged for about an hour or so, I guess. And and this happens a lot, you know, like with a lot of different people. I just find myself messaging, and, you know, that's the way of reaching out. But, you know, we were talking about, you know, we're not friends on Facebook and, you know, whatever. And I actually made a separate Facebook account for reselling. So, because I kind of wanted a wall between my personal life and my business life. And guys, let me tell you.
I'm just kidding, Money. Sorry.
You're just drunk, dude. So
No,
I wanted a wall between my personal life and my business life. And let me tell you guys, I have it logged. I could go like a week without logging into my personal Facebook account, because I don't really want to talk to those people that, you know, I went to high school with, that I haven't kept up with. And they don't really want to talk to me either. They just want to show me how great their life is, you know? Yeah. But on my Facebook account, I actually have all these great interactions. It's active. I'm interested in what people are saying. I mean, it's kind of crazy because it's kind of a bunch of strangers, but I kind of give a shit about them, where I don't give a shit about my personal Facebook, except for my, you know, close family.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. See, my Facebook page is my personal page. And so, right. I mean, there's nothing reseller related there, and I don't like letting everybody into my personal life. That's what I liked so much about Instagram. I post things over on Instagram. I post personal pictures. I post regular things, but it's things that I'm monitoring and making sure that this is what I'm putting out to people. Because my personal Facebook is where I keep up with my family. I have all of my cousins on there, and my mom, and my aunt, and everybody else, and Tanya, and Chris and Dwayne. I do too, but Dwayne's isn't even probably his real one either. But you know, that's where my Facebook is, where I keep up with my family, and everything else is, you know, Instagram is where I post to connect with other people.
Hey, Deb, Chad's saying that he had to beg you to be his friend.
Chad gave me so much crap for months. He's like, when are you going to friend me? When are you going to friend me? And I'm just like, no, dude. Like, no.
Hey, Tanya.
You know?
Hey. Oh, good. We got Tanya here. So, Tanya, what do you think about our mentorship? I mean, who are your personal and professional mentors?
Oh, well, gosh, you know, I have my whole set of like favorite YouTubers that I watch all the time. Like, I never miss a video. And Deb, you know, I come to her all the time with, you know, personal stuff, or whether it be reseller related. She's just a really good sounding board for
awesome.
Me. And is Deb frozen?
No.
Oh,
I don't think so. Have another beer, Tanya.
I've moved on to water. Come on.
Oh, please.
Well, the funny thing is, Mike, I'm looking at the bottom of the screen. I'm not seeing Deb, and I'm not seeing Tanya. But when Monty talks, the camera, my screen shows black. But when I look at the screen on where the chat is, I see everybody's face. So I'm just gonna leave it up. I'm not gonna worry.
I see everybody on YouTube, so I think it's fine. I think it might just be glitching on your side.
Chris
Yeah,
has been
I
doing
think so,
that
too.
to me for a couple of weeks now, so I know what you're talking about.
Dwayne, quit fighting it. Come on. What number are you on?
Dwayne's that
Look at
guy.
him counting. He's like
Dwayne's
counting
that guy at the
one,
bar goes,
Hold on.
I'm not drunk. I'm fine.
Hey,
I'm
listen,
fine.
Dwayne, I have a suggestion for you. Okay, so
Okay,
next
sure.
weekend, I want you to have a cooler beside you, so you don't have to keep getting up.
And
Actually, the reason I have to get up, it's not because I don't have the beer. It's that after 10 beers, I've got to go to the bathroom once in a while.
Oh, did you just hear that? He
After
said
2
10.
hours of straight video, I really have to go once in a while. All right.
hey, Dwayne, I want you to Google something. It's called the sneaky leaker.
Yeah, I don't have time for that, man. I don't make enough money for that.
If any of you guys would like to purchase him one as a gift for YouTube purposes, you could send it to Dwayne.
No, I let's see. I am 10 beers in, but
Whoa, are you serious?
let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh my God,
10.
I would be
Yes, sir.
praying to the porcelain god.
What kind
Hey,
of time
I'm a
frame?
big fat. Well, I started when we started our show.
Dude,
I'm
it's
a
like
big
not even 2
fat
hours.
Marine, dude. I mean, I know. I'm a big fat redheaded Marine. What do I got?
Oh,
I mean, this is it.
Wait, you're 10 beers in less than 2 hours.
Seriously, yes. I started when we started our show.
Well, Lonnie,
You
remember
don't
he
play,
said,
do you?
Go ahead, Tanya.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Lonnie, remember Dwayne's beers are only 4 ounces.
Oh, please. I wish they were
No.
4 ounces. Come on.
He's drinking the Cronitas, the little 7-ounce little tiny
The
Coronas.
little pounders.
Oh, okay, that's 3 ounces. Wow. Compared to what Dwayne's been drinking.
Huh?
Okay, so let me give a little info here. First of all, I'm a Marine, which means that I drink for 6 years straight. I'm a redhead, which means that most things don't affect me. Anesthesia type stuff don't affect me quite as bad as everybody else. And I'm an accomplished drinker. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, this might have been a horrible idea. You know, oh Lord, what have we started here, guys? I mean,
I'm sorry. My name is Dwayne Hale, and I'm an alcoholic.
that's going to be like in a couple of months from now. That's where we're going to be.
Dwayne's like, I just came to let you guys know I'm going to be at the bar down the street.
If you find me on the sidewalk, turn me over.
My
so I don't
address is
steal
on the
from
back of my
myself.
arm.
No. Unfortunately, I've had maybe not unfortunately. I've had a good run of alcohol. So.
That made no sense. Chris, you need to bring this. Chris, you need to bring this back on target, dude. Bring us
No,
back.
please. Anyway,
Anyways,
go ahead, Chris.
We got 4 minutes left, so.
In 4 minutes, Dwayne can drink 3 more beers. What are you talking about?
Talk fast.
I can't drink 3 more beers. I only got 2.
Resellers Gone Wild, Volume 1.
Show us your boobies, Dwayne.
Don't do it. Don't go. Dude, no.
Guys, All Day Deal said, I think this is the actual 6-pack show.
10-pack.
Hey, unfortunately, Deb, you first. I mean, if you will, I
No.
will.
No, sorry.
That's what I thought. That's kind of what I figured. So,
Thrift Daddy says, tell me your thoughts on different YouTube channels.
Oh, yeah. While you're drunk. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Yeah. Let's not.
Chris, is this what
Wait
you
a minute,
anticipated,
you-
Chris?
you-
Is it worth 80 viewers?
oh, okay. Here, all my mentors are making fun of me. I'm just kidding. No,
Who's your favorite show, Dwayne? Who's your favorite channel?
oh man, that's
Especially mine, honest.
Who do you watch the most?
honestly, I'm gonna do it here. I don't watch a lot of YouTube,
Reseller
honestly.
related, not all those other channels you watch.
Oh, okay. Jar. Jeez, I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Seriously, I only watch obviously the show I'm on. I do watch Lonnie's, and I do watch the resellers too when I can. I'm usually at work when that happens on Tuesdays at noon for me. Sometimes Thursdays, sometimes 3 weeks in between, whatever. But we won't go there. But seriously, I honestly don't watch that much YouTube because I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
A full-time job. And then I come home and I have my honeydews, and then I have
time out. Full-time job. I see you on Facebook and YouTube all the time during the hours of your full-time job.
What does that got to do with anything? I'm still at work.
Lonnie, he's lucky enough to have a boss that doesn't have to walk in on him all the time, so he just does his own thing.
Exactly. See, my boss. Okay, I'm in Utah. My boss is in Denver. So,
Hey, I got a question for y'all, for all y'all. Do y'all ever, and be honest, okay? I want honesty. Do y'all ever watch, after you put your video up, do you watch your own video?
Sometimes.
never.
I do
never have.
before I publish
Sometimes
it.
I do. Not everyone, but some of them I do.
Yeah,
And the sad part is I laugh at them. I'm like, it's funny. Oh my god, I'm so funny.
Is that a bathroom? What's going on here?
Yeah. Why are we in the shower, Chance? Way to go, Chris. You get the drunk guy on, not me.
Oh.
I wanted to just kick him out, Chris, just in case he doesn't know it's on. I really don't want it going live with Chad going to take his shower.
Right.
The water is on, isn't it?
I think the shower is the worst of our
Least?
yeah, or the least, yeah, for sure.
There he is.
Oh, good. Thank God you have clothes on.
Yeah, exactly. There's shirts and we're good.
I forgot I set my phone down. No, I just wanted to say, I wanted to put this on the record. My actually go-to person as a mentor, personal, if I have questions, is Ronnie. But if I want the truth on something, I go to Deb.
Right. Deb will tell you. She will. She will be honest.
There has been many times to where between Kim and Deb, they bring you, they get you unflustered and get you to think about what you're saying.
I give such good advice, though. It's not like I'm just saying yeah, you're dumb. Yep. No, there's good advice that goes along with it.
Yeah, and it's also important because there's been many times Deb and I have had some real arguments, but we both respect each other and we end up loving each other afterwards. It's always, if you have respect for somebody, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, it's
That's
called
a real
mutual
friendship.
respect,
When you can battle it out, just battle, and I don't agree with you, and I don't agree with you. All right, we're still friends tomorrow.
Yep.
That's how I am with Kinetic
really
Energy
good person.
on my ship.
Chris, everybody.
I have that. He's my foil. We disagree on everything, but we're still good at the end of it.
Yep. And those are good. Those are true.
And you learn
when
the
you
people
learn.
that you need to take. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Chad. Anyway, you learn the people that you can take seriously for what they say, and then take what they say and their meaning as well. Some people they'll say one thing, but that's not what they're meaning. But a lot of people, when you find the right person, the meaning and what they say. I know that sounds like drunk gibberish, but it makes sense to me. And that's all that matters.
It is true. And there's several people. I can tell Chris things. I feel comfortable coming to Chris on pretty much anything. And I've got people like that. And I don't know, you develop relationships, and it's not just internet. I mean, I remember back years, you know, they're like, be careful who you talk to. The internet's so dangerous. But you can really get to know people, and it can turn out to be a positive thing. It can also turn out to be a negative thing.
Sure. Well, and just like I wrote in Jack Smack said something, and I wrote, you know, you need to understand their ego. You know, some people's ego is what needs to be. You know, some people can't understand or process the truth. You know, they just want their ego buffed, and those are the people that kind of shallow to me. But other people that really want input, you know, they will, if said correctly, they will take what you say and understand. Yes, this is, you know, constructive criticism, not just trolling.
Right.
So.
And look, man, I've reached out to Chad several times in the past few weeks, and sometimes it's about product, like items, and other times it's about bigger, you know, like more existential type things. But dude, I really appreciate you being my mentor, and I'm pointing at you with my bottle opener right now. But dude, thanks for being my mentor. You've definitely assumed that role, and you know, sometimes we're peers, but then sometimes we're mentors. It just depends on what conversation we're having, you know?
Absolutely.
Exactly. And you know, and Kim is my mentor. She keeps me grounded. She's just freaking awesome, as everybody knows. But that's where most of mine comes from. But and sometimes she needs help, like from Deb or somebody, to say, "Yep, Kim's right, and you're stupid," and that's where it ends.
Absolutely. So,
or Roxy, Chris's wife, she'll let you know what she thinks as well.
Sure. So what I didn't hear from Tanya was a personal mentor. Do you have a personal mentor that you look up to, whether it's, you know, a parent or somebody that you look up to that way?
Yeah, totally. My mom. We're like best friends. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, we're pretty close, and we do, you know, duke it out sometimes and disagree about things. But you know, we always come back full circle.
Circle.
I like circles.
Well, we are hour, guys. So,
so what? Are you limiting us, Chris? Are you seriously limiting us? I'm crushed.
Ted's phone died, just so everybody knows. So if he comes back, he'll have to do it from his computer.
Yeah, it's okay.
My dad is my
Deb, what about you?
My dad is my guy. Yeah. He's like my hero. He is a Superman. He, you know, everything that I've done in my life, I always wanted to make sure he was proud. And if I was doing things that he wasn't going to be proud, it was something that really affected me, you know, because that relationship was super important to me. I mean, he's just my guy. He's like, he knows everything that goes on in my life. You know, if it's like this whole thing with this house, I mean, he was the one that I called when nobody was hearing from me. I was talking to my dad, you know.
And you know, that is so important. Some people don't have parents that they can talk to. I mean, as long as they have somebody, but parents, you know, obviously they've known you the longest, and hopefully you have parents that you can go do that, you know, that kind of talking to.
Man, I tell you what, like when I hear somebody's dad being their mentor, my dad was my mentor, and when he was alive, I could talk to my dad in a way that I could talk to no one else on this planet. And I could just say a couple of words and he would know exactly what plane, what level I was thinking on. Totally got me, because I think we thought just alike. We had, you know, this similar thought processes. So.
One of the best things, you know, accomplishments that I had in my life, because I have a very twisted, jaded past. You know, I made a lot of stupid mistakes. I moved out when I was 16. I thought I knew everything. I know nothing, you know, and, you know, one of those huge turning points in my life was my dad to say, like, I'm proud of you.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I did so much screwing up that he got to one point that he almost like disowned me. He was just, I'm never talking to you again. you know, and to get to a point now that it's just like, I'm really proud of you. You're doing this great job, and you've really come so far. Was all of the validation I needed in the world. No matter what anybody says to me, YouTube people, trolls, whatever, somebody wants to critique me, talk about me, I don't care about your opinion whatsoever. My dad's opinion of me was the only one that mattered. Because then I knew that I was being a good mom, I was being a good wife, I was being a good person. His opinion kind of covered everyone.
Everybody's getting worried about you, Dwayne.
Dwayne tripped all over your cans. Did you hear him?
Listen. You guys are
like
killing
Dwayne got
me.
up and
Okay. Okay, listen. All right, I've been on camera for 2 hours. I have 11 beers in me. I've got to go to the bathroom once in a while, okay? Jeez, you guys are killing me.
We're not drinking 11 beers. You are. Is that number 12?
This is number 11.
Oh, okay. But not that matters. I mean, that's the same thing, dude. That's a lot of beer.
Yeah, at least you can still count accurately.
I had 1 and
I
5,
have fingers and toes.
7.
I have fingers and toes.
1.
You know, I seem to remember somebody falling off their chair.
Yes, I have been
during
very drunk on YouTube before. I drank an entire bottle.
What?
Entire bottle of Fireball.
Fireball.
And
cinnamon whiskey.
Chair, and I think I passed out with pigtails.
On your reseller channel?
I don't even remember. Did they post that or did they delete it?
No, it got taken. Nobody saw it. Only the people who saw it live had the pleasure.
How long ago was that?
And it's epic. And
it is epic.
The few people that watched it live, it was epic.
You know, and that's awesome. I mean, the fact that, you know, I was
How long
there
was
to
the
witness.
show? Like 4 hours?
You know, I don't remember. I mean, I wasn't that much further, you know, along than you. So.
How long ago was it, Deb?
Oh, it was back when me and Dusty and Danica had the Profit Talk show. So it was like two years ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago, for
back
sure.
Before there was so much reseller shows.
Drama.
There wasn't that many.
So did you put your hair in pigtails while you were on the show?
Oh yeah, Danica too.
Yeah, I think Danica was drinking some kind of vodka, and John basically had to escort her out of
Okay,
the,
we don't
video.
need to reminisce because I can.
I do. I enjoy it. It was a lot of fun.
I don't want any other I don't want them getting upset, to talk about it. Since it got pulled.
No, I understand.
Yeah, I can talk about my own activities, but.
So who pulled it? YouTube?
No, it was just something that we.
Oh no.
Oh,
when
okay.
It was never published.
Yeah, it never got published.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you still have it on your channel then?
I don't have it. I'm not in possession of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Topic change.
Oh, jeez. All right, everybody wants to see my empties. I'm not sure why, but all right. So we'll go.
Hopefully this video does not get pulled.
Nah. All right, there's the first two.
What are you doing? Smashing them on your
I'm
head?
showing my empties, damn it. There you
How
go.
do you do that? Do you smash it on your head?
No, I just twist them.
Okay.
All right, so there's the 10, right? And then obviously I'm drinking this one. So.
Hey, Chris, let me ask your opinion of how do you think tonight went overall? What is your opinion of the last 2 hours?
Well, like I said, if I knew your show was going to have as much content as it did, I wouldn't have been. I told Dwayne I probably wouldn't have had this show.
No,
We didn't know what we were going to do originally until almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. He said, "How about we talk about mentors?" I'm like, "Okay, there we go." So,
yeah,
I think you ought to continue this topic till Wednesday, to a Wednesday show. Also, I think it's a big enough topic. What is that racket?
I don't know. It's not my kids.
Not mine.
Tanya.
Well,
Yeah, it's probably
it's
mine.
either, I was going to say
Probably
it's either
muted.
Tanya or Lonnie because, you know, Chris doesn't have children that are at his house. So anyway, no, I think it's been good. You know, I'm a little
Y'all can hear my kids talking?
Yeah, we can.
No, absolutely.
Well, golly, what do you want them to be quiet for 2 hours?
Oh,
Thank you, Deb. She asked everybody if there's a question, any questions in the chat before this closes.
Yeah, so we get back on a actual, topic or whatever.
is that what we're supposed to be doing here?
I think Chris has learned to never get Dwayne drunk. I think that is the lesson learned from today.
Well, Deb, put it this way: when I first time I met him, he had about 5 in him when he was driving us home. So
What?
or 3 or 4, something like that. I was close to it. He had one of your own. He had to face off Roxy's.
Ouch.
Okay, you guys are killing me. You're making me sound
Shots
like
fired.
a lot.
Shots fired, Chris. Shots fired.
I'm gonna drink my sorrows away.
When I met Dwayne didn't even drink because he was the driver.
See?
We were down the street from my house with the green room meetup people, like right there. And yeah, he was very responsible.
Thank you, Deb. Your check's in the mail.
You can just make it out to me directly. Thank you.
Okay.
You know what's interesting though? There's 44 likes and 0 dislikes for this.
Wow.
It's because, like I told you last night, people like you, dummy.
No, I was misunderstood. I'm talking about Chris's show. You know,
I know.
I think they like this version of Dwayne. So Dwayne, you just got to get drunk every night. You're much more fun when you're drunk.
Oh man. See, you hurt my feelings.
Yeah, we got to cry. That's all we needed.
No, guys.
All right. Well, let's see. If there's nobody got any other questions,
I
we will
didn't.
bring it up when it's sober next week on Wednesday. Well,
No promises.
Dwayne's taking acid next week. Come back at 8 Central Time. On
Okay, I'm going to tell a story here.
About acid? Have you done it, Dwayne?
Yes, absolutely.
Don't
One time.
tell the story in the show, Chris. Let's go.
I've done it about 10 times when I was way younger.
Well, mine was when I was way younger too.
Sure, it was yesterday, wasn't it?
Hey, shut up.
You're tripping right now, aren't you?
Nobody asked you. Shut up. Nobody asked you. No. I'm just kidding. Oh man, Krillin said I'm looking like Peter Griffin.
Oh shit.
Oh
I
man.
have a question.
Yeah.
I want to
Okay.
answer it. Hold on, Dwayne. I got to answer this because this has turned away from it. John Smith asks, is this about selling stuff at flea markets and on Amazon? Usually the shows are about that. Tonight was an hour of about trying to talk about mentors. And Lonnie had a show before ours called the 6-pack of resource 6-pack that they started tonight. So they kind of carried over a little bit. Hopefully next week Dwayne won't drink so much.
What are you trying to say, Chris? I mean, are you seriously doing that to me?
Chris, maybe you should start doing your show at 6 before Lonnie's show.
You're killing me. I knew Chris is about to pull the plug.
Yeah,
know.
it's not that time anyway, so.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
will
Man.
come in after I hang it out, send a link in the chat. So, thanks everybody for popping in. I know it wasn't supposed to be our drive-by type of show tonight, but so thanks everybody else for watching. We will see you Wednesday night, and next week we may if you not be the same way because John Cincinnati Picker will be our guest.
Oh, that's gonna be a good show. Check it out.
So we will see you guys next Sunday and Wednesday. Wednesday, we haven't had a topic. We'll probably pick this up again.
Hey
See
guys.
you.